Hey guys, you've ever had those days where you feel like you're just like off center or crooked or something? Like before I started the video, I'm like, why are my shoulders lopsided? Like, why am I not centered? Why am I? And then I finally just said, F it. I'm just having it till today. But please tell me I'm not alone in that. So I want to share an epiphany that I recently had. And it's been something that I've questioned and wondered about for the last 4 years. So I left Atlanta 4 years ago and I moved to Colorado. And for so many years, when I was in Colorado, I kept thinking, like, I miss my life back in Atlanta. I miss it so much. And then I would immediately answer that with, why do I miss it? Like, my friends are obvious, and my friends are still my friends. I miss them, yeah, but I always miss someone, no matter where I am, because I have friends who are kind of scattered all over the place. So that's just par for the course. So that alone wasn't enough. Like, do I miss my loft? Like, yes and no. It was my first home, which is always cool. Um, but I really wasn't really close to any of my neighbors. I liked them well enough, but I wasn't super close to anybody. I was really a hermit. I really am actually an introvert. These videos don't tell you that. Well, technically, I'm a hybrid introvert, extrovert, like split down the line. But again, we'll get to that in a different video. Um, but it wasn't my loft. It wasn't a smaller place. Like, I just couldn't put my finger on it. Like, what was I missing so much? What was I missing so much? And it didn't make sense to me. And so much happened both around the move to Colorado, while I was in Colorado. Like, it took years until things calmed down to a regular state again there. Like, at least like 3. Like, it kind of sucked. So I kept going back there. Like, anytime something challenging came up, or even just starting to get nostalgic, I was always brought back to Atlanta. It's like, why? Like, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Like, why do I miss it so much? Like, I don't get it. Like, I was dying to leave. I was so allergic to the air and traffic. Oh my holy cow. I had road rage, like, on a moment by moment basis. It was ridiculous. So there's a lot of things that I was able to escape with my move, but just could not for the life of me figure out why the hell I was stuck there. And then I'm listening to Brene Brown's book, Rising Strong, the other day. And Audibles are my way to consume books for a few reasons. If you guys don't follow Brene, I really suggest it. She's got a Netflix special if you want to get a quick introduction. She has a podcast. You can Google Brene Brown vulnerability or Brene Brown boundaries, and you can get some little quick 15, 20-minute videos. She's awesome, and she speaks about stuff that all of us can relate to. So she was talking about things that make us nostalgic, or what we happen to be nostalgic or missing. And she mentioned that oftentimes it's the way that we used to be in some way. I'm really coming short on how she described it, but it made me realize that what I was missing, it wasn't my old life in Atlanta. It wasn't my loft. It wasn't living alone, although those were things I loved my loft and I really enjoy living alone. I also really enjoyed having a roommate and her kids around too. So that wasn't really it. But what I missed was Atlanta was before I was willing to do the work on myself. That's what I missed, was the ignorance of how I used to be and the way my life was and all that ignorance that it brought with it. Now, to be clear, ever since having that epiphany, I don't miss it at all. And I don't know that I ever will miss it again, because what I was missing was the ignorance and the easier way of living, the unconsciously numbing with sugar, with drugs, with alcohol, with whatever. It was the unconscious burying myself in the gym and not realizing I was stressing myself out more because I was competing with myself instead of getting a health benefit. I was making it harder on myself. And so there was so much that I would not want back from that life. Like, a lot of it I would not want back. Doing the work has given me more fulfillment, more joy, more of everything that we're all searching for in life than I could have ever hoped for. It doesn't mean my life is smooth sailing. It doesn't mean that it's easier. It just means that I can navigate it with more grace and ease. And the biggest gift that I get in all of that, there's two or three things. So the first one is I still tend to be a little tightly wound, not uptight, but just a little tightly wound. But there was this anxious hum that I could feel in every fiber of my being when I was in Atlanta, and still to a degree for the first couple of years in Colorado, but that was completely based on bad decisions I made for myself. Um, but that anxious hum that was in every fiber of my being, that's gone away with the work. The other thing is that I love myself so much now. Whereas the me that lived in Atlanta, I judged the shit out of myself and everybody else. I was mean. I could be hurtful. I didn't care about myself very much. So I was really limited in how much I could care about other people. But I was so unhappy with who I was and so ashamed. Again, going back to Brene, she's a shame researcher for those of you who don't know that. I was so ashamed of who I was and how I was showing up in day-to-day life. Like, and I couldn't even put words on it. But that, it kind of goes to show how funny our brains are, right? Because I just sat here and I cited like all the things I didn't like about my old life, but yet I couldn't see that until I had this epiphany. Like, I was aware of it, but I didn't realize, and it's like, it's the ignorance that I missed, not my old life, not my old me. Certainly not getting shit-faced or fucked up all the time, pardon my French, but I don't miss that. And yeah, so thank you, Brene. And to those of you who feel like you need to run from something, ask yourself what, and reach out if you want any help. I'm here. Thank you so much. Have a great day.